something that I've been trying to implement recently in my own life is this idea of a single principle to follow. For a while in my life, I've had like various goals, various motivations, if that makes sense, where it's like, oh, I want to do this thing and this thing and this thing. And maybe they're like kind of contradicting, right? Where it's like, oh, I want to build muscle, but I also want to get faster. Like, I want to get heavier and like bigger and stronger, but at the same time, I want to be faster, right? And sometimes those things aren't mutually exclusive, but in the sense that I'm talking about, they are, if that makes sense. So, like, getting bigger and stronger right now for me, well, maybe not stronger wouldn't interfere, but bigger, it probably would interfere with my goal right now, right? So it's just like having that one principle, it helps clear out all the other bullshit, right? Because if you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of goals, right? You want to do this thing, you want to do that thing, right? All of these things. That's great. I really respect that because you're an ambitious guy, right? Or girl, whatever. You're an ambitious person. That's great. But the thing is that whenever you put your focus into one thing, you get it done so much faster, so much more, right? You can maintain the rest of it, but whenever you have that, like, if you go to Essentialism by Greg McKeown, I think is his name. If you read that book, I haven't, but I know the principles. Is basically whenever you put all of your energy into one arrow that's on that circle, right? Whenever you put all of your energy into one area, you can break through any constraints a lot faster. You make so much more progress, right? It's kind of like filling up other cups whenever you have one cup that's already like full, right? Because if you equally fill all the cups at the same time, right, you're not going to have a full cup. But if you fill one cup up all the way, right, you're going to have a nice drink, right? And then you can worry about filling other cups. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you should. I really need to buy Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and you should too. So yeah, that's just a good book recommendation. Anyways, an example that I found with this is because my guiding principle right now is I want to get more athletic, right? So putting more effort into getting faster, jumping higher, that kind of stuff, right? Maybe leaner. Yes, I have been getting leaner. It's very nice. But I've seen the results from it. Okay. In the beginning, I was doing these Nordic hamstring curls. Great exercise, by the way. 100% would recommend. They're terrible. They're awful. I hate doing them. Actually, I love doing them, but they're painful, right? They're very difficult to do, right? But a 10 out of 10 exercise. In the beginning, I was only able to hold myself up because, I don't know. I'm not going to pull up a clip, but just look up like Nordic hamstring curl. It looks hard, right? I got about to halfway on a negative rep. So going down, I was able to hold myself about halfway before just like flopping, right? Now, I'm to the point where I can basically pull myself up from the bottom with, a little break in form, right? It's not perfect, right? And I can do it basically perfectly with a good resistance band. How have I been able to make this progress? Because in the beginning, like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4, I was not doing jack with that, right? Sure, my hamstrings were like relatively strong, but how have I made that much progress in that much time, right? 3-ish weeks to progress to almost being able to do a full like rep by itself with perfect form, right? How have I been able to do that? All right, I've been putting my energy into it, putting more of my focus into becoming an athletic person. I've been doing sprints, right, to increase my hamstring strength. I've been doing the Nordics themselves, because if you don't put in the reps, you're not going to get better at the exercise, right? I've been doing them twice a week, 5x5, right? I've been hitting them literally twice a week, right? And that's why I've been getting better. And just throughout my life, I've been trying to emphasize this, right? No bullshit, right? Like, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I kind of lost track, right? And I ended up watching a Mr. Beast video. He makes very good videos, I'll be honest, but that's not the point, right? The point is, I could have spent that time watching that like 25-ish minute video, right? Instead of watching the entertainment video, I could have been watching, I don't know, how to improve my 800 time, how to how to prepare a certain meal, right? I could have been educating myself, right, on how I can improve my athleticism, how I can maybe alter my training style just a little bit more to where it's more effective, right? Or just how I could improve my sleep efficiency by 5%. Anything would have been better than the entertainment thing, right? Not to say that entertainment in of itself is the worst thing in the world, right? Sure, we all need sometimes to maybe relax a little bit, but just think about it, right? You should be running if you want success, right? Think about this. Jeff Bezos, right? One of the richest dudes in the freaking world, right? Whenever he was growing Amazon, he ran things by one determining factor. Does this improve the customer experience, right? And guess what we have now? The Amazon, the freaking, the crazy, one of the craziest businesses in the world, if you think about it. Because you can go online, you can search up basically any item and have it at your door within 2 days, right? That is insane, okay? That is absolutely wild. And it's all on one website. And you can literally click it. You can have a click to purchase that one item and it'll show up. You can't have it in the same day. Literally the same day. Unless you live in the middle of nowhere, right? That is crazy. But that is the type of dedication, right? Building that business. That no wonder why he's one of the richest dudes in the world, right? It's because he had this one determining factor, right? This one question that he filtered all these decisions through. Does this improve the customer experience? When you're devising your question, there may be some things that are kind of in the gray area, okay? It's going to be like, oh, maybe like this one thing, maybe it will, blah, blah, whatever, right? Think about the second order consequences or the third order consequences of that decision, right? Is this going to affect me in let's go back to my example, right? If I want to, I don't know, like cold approach girls, right? That's not directly linked to becoming more athletic, right? It doesn't make me immediately run faster. It doesn't help me in an obvious way, if that makes sense. However, right, as long as it doesn't take too much time out of my day, right? And honestly, it doesn't, right? Think about it. I gain the confidence, right? I get more confident, right? Maybe I even get a girlfriend that's supporting, and boom, better athletic performance. Maybe, right? As long as it doesn't take too much time away from my training and all that stuff, I only see a benefit from that because of the confidence boost and the potential for a positive relationship. That's good, right? So yeah, just think about these things in the gray too, because they do in a sense matter, right? Because second order consequences are a huge factor as well, right? Because you could think, oh, maybe this one thing won't be that bad, right? And you decide to do it. But wait a minute, the second and third order consequences of that thing actually are a detriment to you. Like maybe it's, I don't know, like for me, it'd be like staying up late, like super late to do one thing, right? Maybe it's like, maybe it's even somewhat contradictory where it's like I'm staying up super late to do like a training session for whatever reason. Like I stay up until like 1 a.m. doing some push-ups or whatever, right? Sure, it's training, right? It's physically related, but is it actually useful to my goal? Not really. Because if I want to get faster, doing push-ups isn't really going to help, right? Yes, it'll probably help me maintain everything else, but it's just going to spend energy. It's not going to make me necessarily more athletic in the sense that I want, right? So just think about these things, right? There's going to be things that are in the gray area or in these like confusing areas that you're not necessarily going to know, but just think about the second and third order consequences and maybe even the fourth order consequences of these things and see how they may benefit or detract, right? So overall, if I'm going to wrap this video up into a neat little bow, if you want crazy success, right? Because this is going to require some sacrifice, okay? Right? Like now I'm not necessarily grinding on, trying to make an online business. I'm not trying to grind on this YouTube. I'm just, out of the blue, trying to daily upload, but it's not taking up too much of my mind, right? What I'm like, it's going to take some sacrifice if you want to achieve that goal, that one like deciding thing, right? It's going to take some sacrifice, right? You're not going to be able to do everything that you want immediately, right? One quote that I absolutely adore is that you can have anything, but you can't have everything, right? So just understand that. So if you can have anything, just understand that you need to go basically all in. It doesn't have to be 100% all in, right? You should obviously still kind of somewhat prioritize sleep, prioritize, staying healthy. Don't sacrifice your health too much. But just understand, right? It's going to take away, you're not going to progress in other things that you want right now, but that's okay because they can wait for the future, right? We're both young. We have time, right? Like, I get if you, especially in my case, right? I know this kind of, oh, it's talk about me, but whatever. In my case, right, I want to be a jacked guy, right? I want to be big, I want to be lean, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, my current goal right now, the deciding factor is, like, does make me more athletic, right? And sometimes more muscle will help with that, but it doesn't all the time. And I want to win an event in track next year. Right? I want to maybe even win state. And I know that's super ambitious, but I don't see why not. Right? I want to drop my times. And so if that requires me to lose muscle so that I'm light enough to actually run a faster race, then so be it. Because I can gain that muscle back. Right? I know, like, it does not sound sexy to sacrifice, but sometimes you do need to sacrifice if you want to win. If you want if you have that dream, right? So just think about that. I know it's not the sexy answer, right? You can't have everything. It's just the reality of the world. So choose wisely. Make your choice now. Devise your question. What will be your determining factor? What is your guiding principle for your life? It doesn't have to be forever, right? I know mine isn't forever, but it's going to be for the next year at least. So yeah, I hope this video helps you out, bro. If you like what I'm saying, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Be better and have a W day.